People question if we will ever deplete our resources due to not obtaining sustainable fishing. Sustainable fishing is essential and an overlooked issue. Sustainable fishing is about managing fish populations without depleting the resources. This approach helps keep a healthy ocean and freshwater ecosystems, ensuring that future generations can also benefit from these resources. According to Sustainable Fishing Education, an example of a drop in population is the bluefin tuna. This is a delicious meat that is priced highly and demanded in supermarkets and sushi. Fishing practices need to be practiced, keeping populations thriving. As more and more time passes, overfishing is becoming a bigger and bigger issue for our planet. In fact, the World Count predicts that by 2048, all seafood will be gone from the oceans. Sustainable fishing practices, impact and implementation. Ocean Info, the 29th of April, 2024. This shows without any action, we will see dramatic results. This disrupts the marine ecosystem and hurts many other populations. Another serious issue is illegal fishing and keeping over the limits. A 2009 study estimates that between 11 and 26 million tons of fish, valued at $10 to $23.5 billion, were illegal or unreported in each year between 2000 and 2003. Danielle Hall, reviewed by Laura Diederich. Sustainable Fishing, Smithsonian Ocean, the 11th of May 2023. People are hurting the ecosystem and diminishing food resources for money. Ultimately, humans are being selfish, and the world needs to seek change before dramatic results. To further explain the issue of sustainable fishing, have read an article called Avoid Overfishing. The main cause of overfishing is that we are too good at catching fish because of modern gear. This allows to harvest massive amounts of fish weight to quickly impacting the populations of fish. According to the article, other major drivers of overfishing include a growing global population, increasing demand for seafood, and government subsidies that encourage fishing beyond sustainable levels. Seafoodwatch.org. This provides more information on how humans are directly hurting the populations of fish. The impacts of overfishing vary, but the main ones are wild fish populations declining, large fish are being over-targeted, fishing down the food web, harm to the ecosystems, and economic and social cost. Wild fish populations are declining, causing the populations to collapse. The population abundance has already dropped 10% its original amount compared to 1974. Fish that are large and live a long time are slow to reproduce and are the most vulnerable to overfishing. It makes it hard to rebuild their populations once the overfishing stops. Many of our favorite seafoods are at serious risk in North America, such as cod, snapper, grouper, rockfish, and sea bass. When bigger fish aren't plentiful, smaller species are targeted, such as sardines and anchovies. This is known as fishing down the food web. These species are essential prey for other animals that critically affect the entire food web. This ultimately ends up damaging the ocean's ecosystems. This is a cycle that, if affected, will hurt every ecosystem in the ocean. An example of this would be algae growing in the coral reef. Killing bigger fish will cause algae to overgrow, affecting the sustainability of coral reefs. Over time, fishermen are having a hard time making a living. This is especially happening off New England coast. With the collapse of the cod industry, thousands of fishermen and fish plant workers have lost their jobs due to the devastating coastal economy. Now I will introduce effective solutions to the problem of overfishing. In the article 7 Solutions to Overfishing We Need Right Now explains the solutions we need to implement to help this crisis. Martina Igini, the author of the article, touches upon some quality ways to help the impacts. First is to ban fishing subsidies. This means that subsidies for fuel, fishing gear, and building new vessels for fishing is destroying fish populations. IUU Fishing Organization is working to restrict subsidies for fish that are already overfished. Second would be to adopt rights-based fishery and management. This will help transform global fisheries performance and help achieve a balance that fish populations need.